Biography of George Washington, second half. Without George Washington, the American Revolution might have been even longer. At the time, colonial leaders had differing opinions on whether to support independence, so if a leader lacking in popularity had led the independence movement, they may have lost support from the people and weakened the position of the independence movement. However, although Washington was not a tactical genius, he united the 13 colonies with strategic judgment, affability, and leadership to achieve independence. After the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1783, Washington resigned as commander-in-chief and returned to his homeland to focus on farming. However, he argued for the need for a national constitution by pointing out the limitations of the Articles of Confederation at the Continental Congress, and he came to realize the need for a constitution even more after the rebellion in Massachusetts. As a result, Washington played a leading role in the drafting of the Constitution as chairman of the Constitutional Convention, and on September 17, 1787, the U.S. Constitution was completed. The 13 colonies ratified it, and the United States was born. George Washington, the first President of the United States, played a significant role in the drafting of the Constitution before retiring and returning to his hometown. When it came time to elect a president, Washington believed he had already done all he could and did not want to take on the position. However, with the encouragement of others, he became the first president in American history and demonstrated a model term in office by successfully performing various presidential duties while maintaining political neutrality. He even handled tasks not explicitly stated in the Constitution, such as establishing the cabinet system and the National Central Bank. His exemplary behavior was crucial in preventing the danger of long-term rule and dictatorship. Washington reformed the tax system to secure a tax-based revenue system, exercised veto power over legislation to check the legislative branch, and achieved accomplishments such as conducting a census of the population and a survey of land and real estate. He had a very honest character and established anti-corruption laws to prevent corruption among government officials. However, the anti-corruption laws were later repealed, and the U.S. political arena has caused problems such as the normalization of lobbying. After serving 2 terms as president, Washington immediately retired and preserved the sanctity of the presidency without creating a monarchy. Thanks to his restraint, the U.S. successfully established the presidential system. As a result, an implicit convention was established where presidents do not serve more than 2 terms, preventing the possibility of a dictator emerging. Washington earned public popularity as a military commander and was elected president unanimously by the Electoral College. He stabilized the new country of the United States and demonstrated his governing ability during his 8-year term. However, he resisted the temptation to become a dictator with his firm beliefs, philosophy, and superhuman self-control. He did this to rid himself of various temptations, such as taking care of his followers, the status of his descendants, responsibilities, and fears. Washington gave up all of this because becoming a dictator did not align with his beliefs and philosophy. Washington played an important role in the American Revolution and led the country to victory, laying the foundation for the nation as its first president. He had his own philosophy on power and left the famous quote, "True strength comes from relinquishing power," in his farewell address. As a president, he wisely handled power, rejecting attempts at military coups, and resolving conflicts between the military and Congress, leaving a significant mark on American history. For these reasons, Washington is widely regarded as a legendary figure in both American and world history. Washington died of pneumonia and laryngitis in 1799, only 2 years after his presidency. Despite extensive bloodletting for treatment, he ultimately died of excessive bleeding. In accordance with his will, his remains were interred at his personal estate, Mount Vernon. However, his tomb was poorly maintained, leading to an incident in 1830 where a gardener attempted to steal his remains. As a result, his tomb was rebuilt. There were voices suggesting that Washington's tomb be moved to the basement of the U.S. Capitol after the War of 1812, but the idea was rejected by Southern representatives, and the tomb remained at Mount Vernon until 1837. During the Civil War, Virginia, where Mount Vernon is located, joined the Confederacy. However, the estate was considered a neutral zone and was not damaged during the war. Mount Vernon currently includes Washington's tomb, as well as his family's burial site and a museum. As the first President of the United States, Washington served 2 successful terms and facilitated a peaceful transfer of power, establishing a tradition of peaceful transitions in American politics. The fact that the United States has maintained democracy without dictators or coups can be attributed to Washington's contributions. His achievements have influenced countries around the world that have adopted presidential systems of government. Thanks for watching.